What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another week of clickbait. Like always, we're going to break down what's going on in Bachelor Nation. We have the clickbait of the week. The way you and your partner handle conflicts say a lot about your relationship. That's Natasha's department. We'll let her handle that. And then I'm very excited. We have the Bella twins on. I think exactly a year ago, we had Nikki Bella on. She's a friend of mine. Very excited they're coming on.
Is she actually a friend of yours, or did you make that up?
No, she is.
No, they actually are friends.
Yeah,
they actually are.
Like this liar.
Yeah. My best friend. No. Well, no, I know Nikki and Brie. I only met Brie once, but I've met Nikki a handful of times. But anyways, yeah, we'll get into that. They're hopping on very shortly. So first, Bachelor Nation breakdown. Demi gets real with trolls criticizing her appearance. She was at a Halloween party thrown by yours truly, Natasha Parker. She had posted a photo, and I guess, of course, there's always going to be a few people that are going to comment about your appearance or if you got work done or yada, yada, yada. But I'm pretty sure what Demi said was like, I have bangs and I gained 5 pounds, fuck off. Which, good for her. What do you guys think?
Can I just say, first of all, in that photo or in the photo, she tagged me in her ass crack.
Wow.
What the fuck? I don't know.
Was there any reason for that? Or
I have no idea. I didn't notice until I got a notification on Instagram that said so-and-so commented on a photo you're tagged in. I'm like, what photo am I tagged in? Demi tagged me in her ass crack.
Did you tell?
Look,
did you
it's
talk to
there.
her
It's still
about
there.
it? Oh, it's still there.
I didn't comment on it because I was
you
just
didn't
like,
untag
okay.
yourself?
No,
untag
I was like,
yourself?
surely it was an accident.
Well, I don't think that was an accident. Wait, guys?
I think it's very specific of why it's there. Yes.
Do you guys have beef? Is there
I
like
haven't even talked to her.
Did you guys talk in Paradise at all, or no? Not really.
I mean, yeah.
I was
And
just
after.
with Demi. She never mentioned it. I never saw it either. I literally never saw it.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her since I don't know, I guess after Paradise, where she was like, yeah, your denim shorts are fine, whatever.
I will say,
That's the only thing.
I will say, that was hilarious to me. I'm sorry she was roasting your denim shorts, but it was.
Oh, she came and told me right after.
hilarious.
She was like, I just need to let you know that I just roasted your denim shorts as she was wearing denim shorts at the time. I was like, you know, sweetie, it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
But I was tagged in her ass crack. But
I'm glad you kept that information till right now. So there's clearly a beef. Tia versus Demi versus Tia. We'll see where this goes, but
I think your hair makes a big difference of your appearance. That's what I'll say. I think that when your hair is short versus when it's long versus bangs versus no bangs, like I think it kind of maybe alters your face. You know, when women are like, oh, I'm going to chop all my hair off, it's a different look. If you add extensions, it's a different look. You bob it, it's a different look. So I think that is that one of the first pictures that she posted with her bangs and her hair pulled
yeah, it
back,
might have
maybe?
been.
Yeah. So I just think that people saw that and was like, what? You know, her hair's pulled back there, and bangs give you a different look. It gives you a different vibe. And yeah, I'm glad she, said what she had to say. She also made a funny TikTok, a very funny, a 3-minute TikTok about her Halloween outfit. I did not know what she was when she showed up at the party. I just saw her big reveal, meaning her a crack. And I was like, oh.
Who, first of all, though, I would never go on anyone's, even if it was my family, I would never go on anyone's Instagram under a picture they posted and write like, looks like you had something done to your face.
no, because that's
what?
abnormal.
Yeah.
Like what? Like,
and if I did, it's already done, honey. What you want me to do?
yeah.
Right. I know. I feel like it's always either a man or like a middle-aged woman that doesn't even know like what getting work done looks like. It's interesting. I posted about getting Botox before. People are like, after I got the Botox, you're like, don't do that. It'll change your face. Actually, it doesn't. But all right.
Yeah,
the deed is done. It wears off, whatever.
Yeah,
Anyhow, she hasn't had work done. She looks great. she has bangs.
Yeah,
I think whatever makes you happy, you know? And if it's a little bit of Botox, go for it. I've never had anything done, but I don't know if I will in the future. I probably won't, but I don't, you never know. Anyways, can you tell us, Natasha, if anything is worth talking about that went down at your little Halloween party? Because I saw it was there was a lot of Bachelor alum.
There were some Bachelor people there, yes. I had a Halloween party in LA. One of my friends who I used to work for in New York, throwing events for him, they wanted to throw a party in LA. So they hired me to do that. And in true, LA fashion, people who were in LA, I invited some friends there and it was fun. I was working the whole time and like just buzzing around and making sure things are okay. And, so I don't know everything and the everythings that was going on and happening, but people looked great. I think people had a good time. You looked so good. Thank you. It was completely last minute, did not know what I was going to do. It was kind of a theme. The theme was like dead or alive. So a lot of people had skull type things going on. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We partied till 4 a.m.
Okay, the takeaway from this Bachelor Nation breakdown is Tia hates Demi. Okay.
No.
Demi and Tia.
Or does Demi hate Tia?
Demi and Tia hate each other.
I'm going to text her and see what she says about this crack.
Seriously, I'm so confused.
Yeah, Demi is the one person I would, to be fearful of in Bachelor Nation. All right, so our next breakdown is The Bachelor Live on Stage is set to return in 2022 with Becca Kufrin as the host, and they're set and they're ready to go. Bachelor Live on Stage. What do we know about this?
Joe, did they ask you to host?
They didn't, which is a big mistake on their part, but whatever. No, I think you probably only need one host, and I think Becca could handle it, and I think Becca's a great host, and she has experience. So if either of you been to one of the live shows or know anything about it,
I never got to go because everything was shut down.
Yeah, it looked like it was fun. As you guys know, a few weeks ago we had a gentleman who took notes, who was on there, right? Yeah. So it's all coming full circle. I'm excited though. I wonder if they're gonna have when she goes to different cities, if she comes to Chicago, if she'll tap you, Joe, and be like, "Hey, come host this with me" or not. I wonder if she'll do that with different Bachelor people.
I was supposed to be at the Nashville one.
Oh, when is that?
But it was shut down. They're not doing Nashville this time. I don't know why. They're doing another city in Tennessee. But yeah, last time I got this little box thing that was like, "We'd love to have you in the audience," whatever. So I never got to see it.
Well, I'm excited. I know Becca's really excited for it. I know
thrives in that environment.
Yeah, in the beginning of the year, she was just like, "I just hope Bachelor Live on Stage comes back." So I know she's really excited about that. And so when I was reading the article, because you guys know, like I said, I haven't been to anyone, it says you get basically everything within that 2-hour span. You get the group date, you get the one-on-one, you get the fantasy suite. What do they do for fantasy suite on the stage? Yeah. Yes, what do they do?
Hey, doesn't take much for people to get it on. So.
Have any of those couples stayed together?
I don't know if any of them.
That is a good question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do we think any couples will actually form from one of these shows?
Hell, a couple could form in the audience. You never know.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it in the clickbait, but I kind of feel like, they need a therapist on a couples therapist on site to set them up, when they meet each other, and just set them up on their way in a good
professional
way.
matchmaker.
Yeah, or something like that. Ooh, these vibes go. Or I'll come and do numerology and I'll be like, ooh, okay, we need some 6s with some 3s, some 5s with some 1s.
Would you do it?
What time were you born?
Yes, exactly.
Would you do it if Becca called you up and said, I'm going to be in New York. We got some really, really great guys I think you would hit it off with.
Would I go and be the Bachelorette on stage?
Yeah.
No, honey, it's called Bachelor on stage.
So what? Yeah,
it's the men. It's not the women.
It could be you.
Okay, so what if Becca called you and said, "We have a guy. She sent you a photo. You do a little research. You look him up. You're like, all right, this guy, I'm all about this guy. Would you
Honestly,
go?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would go,
probably, you know.
I would go participate in the sense of like I would help her out if she needed help, but like, oof, honey. Mm-mm.
You could meet someone just casually and see, like, not a full-on setup on the show, but maybe backstage.
And again, this is right now, today, in this moment in my life. Maybe in a few months, I would say something different. I don't know. But right now, I'll be like, Becca, nah, honey, I can't. I'm not in, like, dating land right now. He'd be like, what is wrong with this girl?
Yeah.
So, no, for now.
Okay. All right, well, if they come to Chicago, I will probably... I know that it kicks off in Peoria, Illinois, which is just really far from Chicago, but...
It's not that far. It's like 4 hours, isn't it?
Well, that's far. that's not close. Like 4 hour... I'm not hopping in a car. I mean, I love Becca, but 4 hours, it's a long drive. All right.
I'm excited, though. I'm excited to go to I really want to go to... Oh, should we surprise
is there one in New York?
Day? There has to be one in New York. I mean,
yeah, I believe so.
But should we surprise her, guys? Should we just like show up to one of
is.
her shows and make her really nervous and sit in the front row and be like...
We could. I mean, I know they have brought on, for the last one, they brought on Bachelor alum to participate. So, like, I think they had a few of the guys that were on the show in the past as bachelors. So that's always cool, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Connor? Was Connor one?
I think he was, yeah. Connor from Hannah Brown's season, I believe, was the bachelor in California.
Yeah, so, I think if they come to New York, they're going to hit up Peter, not Natasha.
There's a lot of
pilot?
locations.
You think
Yeah.
the pilot? You think they're going to hit up the pilot?
Yeah, they're going to hit up Peter.
I hope so. That'd be great.
Right? That'd be
I think he might do it, too.
I think so, too.
All right.
He's so funny.
Okay. Let's go to the last but not least. Michelle Young reveals what her Bachelorette Tuesday nights consist of, and it's not what you think. And it's not, because, like, I was watching the show, vlogging my experience of watching the show this week. But, yeah, Michelle is doing parent-teacher conferences, which I hated as a kid. Like, I hated those as a kid.
Were you bad? Were you, like, not...
Yeah, I wasn't good.
Oh, I loved it. I was such a kiss ass. I'm like, yeah, listen to the teachers tell you how good I am in school.
I could say right here that I hated school. And Michelle seems like a great teacher that I would have just been like, oh, I have to do my homework. This is the worst. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? Like, I'm sure some of the parents are currently watching her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure she's like, hey, let's focus on your kid and don't ask me behind the scenes questions.
Right.
That's big time, though, to go back to work, especially in that setting, especially when your season is airing, not even waiting until after. She's like, yeah, it's the school year. I'll be here at work. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's grounding still, and I think that contributes to the person that she is, that, you know, my love story is unfolding on TV, but I have priorities and I have these things that I will need to do, and these kids really matter to me, and so I think that's really great. Yeah, I saw her story when she said that she's doing parent-teacher conferences. I'm sure she's like, girl, listen, let's talk about your kid. We're not talking about these men. I know some of those parents are like, so girl, now let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
That one's real cute. That one's real cute.
She's like, anyway, back to your badass kids.
Yeah.
I mean, she clearly loves her job, and to me, that's like it's like the meaning of life is loving what you do. Yeah. It's like I think that's what we all are striving for. I'll tell you what though, I'm not just saying this because I might just say it, but I'm not. She's like a fantastic Bachelorette.
She's a great Bachelorette.
She really calls it the way it is. And, like, she doesn't get caught. Like, you're not pulling a fast one on Michelle. Like, she's on it. Like, she is.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it was like any rumors going on in the house or anything like that. She doesn't let them, like, get out of hand. She just calls it out. Which is fun to watch.
Yeah, and I also think that a lot of times people, attribute things to editing or this or that and all those different things. But I'm looking at this show and I'm watching this show and I'm like, wow, this, let's nip this in the bud right now. Let's talk about this right now. And she's just leaning into things. And as someone who tries to lean into things as well, I'm like, this still works. It doesn't have to be the antics. It doesn't have to be all the crazy stuff of why certain people said other bachelorettes were so great. No, this is real life. This is and if Michelle doesn't end up with someone at the end of this, like it's like how? What are we all doing here? Because I just see the realness just exuding from her and also these guys too. And I think that energy energy reflects energy, and they're like the one guy, I can't remember which one it was, but he said something about not wanting to bring something to Michelle because he wanted her to have a good night. Like, I want her to, and I know that this is going to affect her. So that's like him not being selfish, him letting her have her night. Eventually I'll talk to her about this if it comes up or whatever. It's like all of those things. It's just a level of maturity that some of these guys are showing. Also, Nate, still, again, this last episode, people arguing and he's sitting back like, what in the hell is going on?
Nate was funny this episode.
Oh, he was so great. He was the vibe that I think all the audience was. Like, we were all like, huh? Like, what? Like, what's happening? And he's just like, he literally goes, are you, what did he say to the one guy? He goes, are you jealous of Joe? Yeah, are you jealous of Joe? He just asked him straight up, are you jealous of him? I said, you better ask him the real questions.
Well, what do you guys...
That was a mess.
What do you guys think of Jamie just kind of like, all these other guys are not in my league? It's like, oh, boy.
He's looking like a damn fool.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
At least, like, be honest about it. If you're going to say stuff like that and do what you're doing, at least be honest. Don't try to come back and make excuses. That was nonsense. And him talking about the viewers, and Nate was like, fuck the viewers.
Yeah,
what do you mean
said,
the viewers?
What are we talking about right now? What are we talking about right now? Because the crazy thing is we've all been in this environment. We've all had none of our phones. We've had, we've all been immersed in this environment. And personally, I don't want to speak for either of you two, but you are not thinking about the outside world. Like, at all. And then you hear someone say something like that, and then you kind of get slapped back like, oh shoot, this is on TV. Oh wait, what? Like, you kind of get warped back into this world of like, oh wait, people are... I feel like at one point, you just forget that the cameras are there. You forget, and you kind of just stay focused on your relationship that you're building or the people that you're with or whatever. So him saying that was almost like, oh wait, like you're consciously thinking about this, but you weren't thinking about it when they play. What did you guys think of them playing him mic'd up and he didn't know that they were going to air that?
That's what I'm saying. That's where he was like, the rest of these guys, are you serious? It's like,
yeah, he's like, Brandon got a rose at the end of the date. Like, I'm competing with him. We are not even in the same league.
Yeah, it's like,
wow.
It's like you have, yeah, that's really bold. You're kind of have a distorted view of yourself, but right. Whatever.
Well, but also it's like, I could almost see that if it's like two guys left and like, let's say you have no respect or you guys have been fighting the whole time,
yeah,
like, the Peter and Will, is that it? Mm-hmm. Peter and Will. Like, imagine if they were her top two, and I could see one of them saying that about each other because they clearly don't like each other. They clearly have this thing between the two of them, and one guy being like, ugh, there's no competition here. Right. I get that. There's like 20-something guys left, and you're just like, I'm the man here. I'm the man, and girlfriend.
And like, dogging Michelle, acting like she's in spring break mode.
She's in spring break mode. It's like, honey, what? You clearly watch this show because you're talking about viewers. What do you mean?
Right.
What are you talking about? Yeah, sorry. I mean,
that just goes back to how well she handles things, too. She handled that so well.
Yeah, I really liked Jamie during his one-on-one, and I think that this is something that I will say, to our listeners and to everybody out there. people are just not one-dimensional. People have so many layers. You know, he has a really sad story, but also there's some work there that needs to be done in the sense of how he views himself and how he views others in the comparison too. But that doesn't mean that he's an awful person. That doesn't, you know, all these different things. But
right.
It's dimensions, right? We're just not one-dimensional people. So
that's good to know. People don't be sending him hate mail and shit. Like, there's no need for that.
Right.
Well, he's definitely going to get a lot of hate. I mean, that's just but he is. Like, there's nothing, I mean, you can't, I mean, that's that's what happens when you go on these shows.
On TV.
And you have, you know, social media. People could just come at you and you either accept it or you go private and only let your friends and family follow you. So.
Right. Right.
The other guy, before we move on to clickbait,
which one?
I don't mind people getting emotional on the show. I've been emotional on the show, but the guy with his jacket when it got thrown into Will. Will's jacket got thrown. He was, listen, like I said, get emotional on the show. Sure, it happens, but I think that was a little bit of an over-exaggeration.
Was he crying?
He cried. Can I say something though?
Bless his heart. That must have been his last straw.
This is the empath in me, and our listeners can agree or disagree with me. I truly think that when he cried, I think the whole time during that date, he said that he was terribly afraid of motion sickness, and he has his pills with him, and he gets really afraid, blah, blah. And I think he could have, and we've seen this happen on my season too. People have gotten hurt and been like, I'm not doing this date, or I can't do this, or I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put myself in jeopardy to hurt myself and do this, which is your prerogative. The show's never going to make you do something you don't want to do. But he did it for her, overcame this fear. He felt awful. And then at the end of it, he won the date, or whatever you want to call it. He got the jacket. And I think that it was a sentimental value of the jacket and kind of pushing through, because I'm sure he was probably like, I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this.
That was a prize?
It was a prize. Yeah, you get this jacket as a prize for the group date. And the first guy that went up, Rick, the first guy who went up there, everybody was like, oh no, I'm getting sick looking at him. Like, it was a lot. And this guy I guess he gets very sick, or he has a fear of motion sickness or something. And so he pushed through for Michelle, and then he got rewarded. And so I don't think it was the act of this Peter dude throwing it in there. I think it was it was all
built. His emotions were all building up, and then that was the tipping point.
Yeah, that's what I saw, at least.
I would say you're probably right. I'd say that makes sense. I would have. If it was like I got oil on I just got a new John Elliott bomber jacket, and I got oil on it when I was eating at an Italian restaurant, and that I almost cried. Because you can't really get oil out.
Butter, oil, any of that.
Yeah, you can't. So, I get it. Like, when you really, if you do really love a jacket, I have a lot of jackets that I'm very close with. Okay.
It's like, imagine if Serena gave you that on your very first date that you ever had, and you can't see her for 6 months, and then you got oil in it.
Oh, yeah, listen, if I get oil on a jacket I just buy, my weekend is ruined. I'm frustrated. And then I'm Googling how to get it out, and then I try to do it, and I make the stain worse because then I got water stains on it. And my whole jacket's ruined, and it was probably expensive.
Ruined.
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 Ruined. All right. Wait, I've had enough of this.
Ruined.
We are, let's go to the clickbait of the week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, this one's good.
I hear that. I received that, Joe. And Will, we see you. The empaths see you, and I know it was tough for you. Clickbait of the week. The way you and your partner handle conflict say a lot about your relationship. Ooh. Now, this article was great. I loved it. There was a few things that I wanted to flag or point out or whatever. It says, you might be inclined to separate yourself and cool down after a fight, while your partner may be eager to move on in 5 minutes. Like, let's talk about it and then let's move on. But you're like, I don't want to talk about it right now. I need some space. I need some time. And then there's conflict that comes there, right? Now, I think this is like the main thread that I saw in this article with conflict, because I think, you know, maybe there's two people who don't want to talk about it right now and then you come together, or there's two people who want to talk it out right now and then we forget about it and it is what it is. What the article is saying is there's no right or wrong way to deal with conflict. It's just knowing how you personally deal with conflict and also how your partner deals with conflict. So if something arises and you should be able to say in a secure manner, hey, I don't want to talk about this right now, but like in a little bit, let's come back to it. And they have to receive that instead of being like, well, let's just talk about it right now. We have shit to do. We got stuff to do. We got to move on. We got to blah, 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 right?
How do you compromise when you're both so polar opposite? Because I just want space and to be left alone so I can process internally. Taylor wants to talk about it right then. And it's like I have to respect his needs, but he needs to respect mine. And it's a challenge. How do you compromise?
So I think that knowing that about yourself and knowing that about him, how much does this thing, and this is just my personal opinion, again, guys, I'm not a therapist, this is just my personal opinion, but how much does the thing matter to you versus him? If you, like, for instance, if you don't want to go to his parents' house for whatever reason, but like and he wants to talk about that right now, it's his parents, I would say, okay, I have to buck up and we have to talk about this now. Whereas if it's something with you, like I really wanted this and you didn't do that, but I need space to talk about it, then it's like, I think the compromise comes in, sometimes you got to talk about it when he wants to talk about it. And sometimes he has to realize that you're really upset and you need a moment, right? I think that's where the compromise comes in. This is just my personal opinion. But
here, let me stop you here.
Yeah.
All right, so emotions are high and both people are upset. It's very hard to be reasonable. Like I hear what you're saying and I agree with you, but it's hard to then, because I'm like your boyfriend, Tia. I want to talk about the shit right away. Like let's figure this out right now. Because the longer I wait, the more I think about it, and then I have great ideas and great points that I want to bring up, and then I forget, and then I got a million things on my mind, and it's distracting my whole day. And I want to go buy a new jacket, and I can't because
oh God, here we go.
No, but yeah, it's hard. I think when emotions, how do you control it when emotions are high and you're both upset,
especially angry? Like I will feel anger and be like, listen, if you don't want me to say things I don't mean, I need you to go away. But then he's like, but I don't want to do that. I'll think about it all day and I won't be able to focus on work. And it's,
well, and that's the thing. And that's what makes conflict. But I think that another thing that the article said, which is so good, is talking about conflict when you guys are both in a happy place, right? So saying, hey, I know that you're like this, Joe, like Tia, you saying, Joe, I know you're like this, and him saying, well, Tia, I know you're like this, when you both are in a happy place. But the truth is that you don't want to be upset and he doesn't want to be upset. And like, that's what everyone has to like understand. Like, I don't want to hate you right now. I don't want to be angry at you right now. But the reason why the conflict happens, I think, is because people aren't giving each other the space that they need. So he may need space to just let it out. Okay, you got 2 words, you got 2 sentences, and then I'm going to think about it. I may not have a response for you right now because I'm going to think about it, right? And like, I think that that's where you both have to realize, and that's another thing they talk about in the article, how I can hear you out because you have things to say right now, but I might not give you an answer right away. Right?
Yeah. Here, let's try this. Tia, I'm Taylor. Taylor's your boyfriend, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Taylor. Why don't you want to go to my parents' house? You don't like my parents?
I just use it as an example, Joe.
I know. So let's see how you work this out.
No, okay, so that's like something external. What if it's like an internal argument? Like,
yeah, give us something. Tia.
Okay. You make such a mess in the bathroom. All your shit's all over. Stop doing that.
Listen, I've been stressed out, okay? And I'm going to be really freaking mean to you in my response, but I have to go away.
No, I want to...
No, I want to talk about it right now. I don't want to talk about it right
I want to talk about it right now. You don't want to talk about it right now? Then how long? How long? Give me a time. I will meet you back when?
15 minutes.
15 minutes? I could give you 15 minutes.
Thank
See?
you.
Wait,
Okay.
This is very civilized. Hold on. This is very
Yeah,
civilized.
that's too civilized. This is not me in an argument at all.
Okay.
Throw in stubborn people who don't like want
I'll
to
give you
give up
15
their
minutes. I'll give you
stance.
15 minutes. I just want you to know that I hate you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
The whole
but
time.
Tia, I will say that from the article, try saying you can totally say how you feel right now, but I'm not going to have a response for you until I have processed how I feel. Okay, so let's go back to this article when they talk about couples therapy. I personally always thought it was a red flag and this is just how I thought before all of this, but I thought it was a red flag when I would hear people who just started dating who are in couples therapy. I'm like, oh, honey, if you're already doing this, it's not a good sign.
Yeah, it should be hard in the beginning. It should be easy.
But I will say that, like you said, if you guys have already recognized that you have different styles of conflict and how you resolve conflict, if you guys have different styles of attachment styles, which I talk about all the time, if someone's anxious and someone's avoidant, being proactive about going to couples therapy to understand each other, because it's literally like apples and oranges. If I'm an anxious person dealing with an avoidant person, how he processes feelings and how I process his feelings is completely different. And now I understand it because I've done so much research on attachment theory, but if someone doesn't understand that, then you may not know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think that
couples therapy is a good
that makes
thing.
a lot of sense. And I'm somebody that also thought if you need couples therapy at the beginning of a relationship, that's a red flag. But I actually agree with it. I think that actually does make a lot of sense. So
yeah, and even with Serena, being in paradise, I just notice how just very relaxed she is and just how very calm she is and how my boy Joe will go 0 to 100 real quick.
It's a problem.
But it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? It's like you recognize that about yourself. And it's the same thing. Someone could think that her being so chilled and relaxed is a problem, but it doesn't have to be if you understand why people are the way they are. And going to couples therapy can definitely help that. And I think that it help each other understand why people are the way they are. And then you give each other more leeway when someone's going crazy versus someone who's chilling.
All right. Our guests are here, so what's the takeaway? What's the takeaway here? Give me the takeaway.
The takeaway is couples therapy is okay for any level of your relationship, and also conflict. It's knowing how you deal with conflict versus how your partner deals with conflict and finding whatever compromise that is, and talking about it when you're not upset. Talking about how you're going to deal with conflict before the conflict or after the conflict is over and you're happy again. Pillow talk, y'all.
All right. Love that. All right. Well, everybody, it's that time for our not one guest, but two guests. They're twins, Nikki and Brie Bella. You know them as WWE Divas Championship title holders, reality television stars, and podcast hosts. And they are also on next week's episode of The Bachelorette. I can't wait to see them on that. Everyone, please welcome Nikki and Brie Bella. All right. Okay, let's, before we start, are you guys watching this season?
We are. And we watched you guys too.
We'll talk about that, Nikki.
We'll talk about Paradise.
So let's start this thing off. All right. Brie, welcome to the podcast. We had Nikki exactly a year ago.
Yes.
So Nikki, also welcome. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's pretty.
yes, welcome back.
Gosh, thank you.
And I didn't think we were gonna make it. But we're going stronger than ever.
Oh my God!
Yay!
Well, yeah. I mean, we were pretty rough at the beginning.
I knew Nikki. I knew.
I know. Good. I was
Nikki,
I thought you guys were amazing.
If I said you were a friend, would you say that is correct, or would you be like, nah, not really?
I know that guy.
You're 100% a friend.
Okay, yeah,
he confirmed. Earlier he said
that.
my friend Nikki. I'm like, you're lying. That's
You
bullshit.
don't know her. Tia goes, you don't know her.
Totally. Just totally friend. And when we were watching Joe, I kept telling Art, I'm like, no, can you just text him and tell him this? Even though it's not that it's live, but I told myself it was live. I was like, so can I tell my great story about meeting you, Joe?
Yes.
Yes, because I remember meeting you as well. But we only met once where I met Nikki multiple times, but I also would consider you a friend if you would accept me.
I accept you because I feel like after this night, we did become friends because it's like my favorite Artem and Nicole night.
Oh, God.
Where were we at? We had an appearance for...
you guys were hosting an event somewhere at
Vine,
the rooftop of a hotel in LA.
Yes.
Dream, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you remember Nikki was like 10 margaritas deep.
Wasted.
Wasted. And she was smashed.
I was seeing senoritas.
And her and Artem got in a fight in front of you, like an argument.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this turned from like fun to like, whoa. Like
Tequila does that to me too.
Yeah. And so it was crazy. And then Artem stormed out. And I just remember standing there with you. And Nicole's like, oh my God. Like, I just said I wanted to like cook the guy dinner or whatever. That one waiter. Right?
We're going to restart this fight.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Those are our clickbait so good.
Yeah.
None of it was my fault. None of it. I was.
Here's the thing. We were all like, I remember Artem texted me the next day. He's like, sorry about that. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I was doing shots as well. Like, we were all drunk.
All drunk. Yeah. But it was pretty hilarious.
That actually makes me feel a lot better. Nothing's worse than when you make, you're the drunk hot mess and everyone's sober. So.
And the hangover anxiety is real.
It's like, what did I say? What did I do? Don't tell me. Tell me. Don't tell me.
Yeah. Well, she was actually filmed. Because we were filming Total Bellas. So when we left the hotel, the cameras were on.
Oh, shit.
And
I had to go film a
documented.
salsa night with Artem. That's why he was like so upset because he couldn't believe I got so wasted. And then had to go film. Yeah.
Was your salsa below par?
It was awful. And her Spanx were hanging out. I was looking at her. She was like going like really aggressive.
Dancing with Artem. I was dancing with another guy because I was like, Artem kept like leaving. I was like, well, I'm dancing.
Because I was drunk, but I was like knowing what was going on. And I was just watching her like,
oh God.
She's going to hate this.
So does that go back and forth, or is that normally how it is with the sisters? Like, are you normally the one who's just like more reserved and you're the one who's going wild, or does it go back and forth?
Back and forth. I'm usually actually the wild one.
It's usually Brie. That's why we call it Brie mode. Like, so the other night, it was our friend's 40th birthday party. Mm-hmm. And we showed up late because Thomas Keller opened up a new champagne lounge here. And we're like, well, let's stop by there, get one glass of champagne, and then we'll head to the sit-down 40th birthday dinner.
Okay, wait. Oh, yeah, I love Thomas Keller, just saying. Like,
the best.
You need to come out and visit us. So many
I want to. I've never been. Have you been to the French Laundry?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I want to go there so bad.
I really want to go there.
Apparently it's delicious.
Oh, it's incredible. The experience, the food, the wine pairings.
And when you see how it is, and being in wine country, you will just feel like you're in a different country. It feels like France or Italy. It's awesome.
So nice.
I went to Napa for the first time last month, so it was great. Have to go back.
Have to.
And when you do, let us know.
Yeah.
You both live in Napa now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
Right.
Okay, wait. Right. So, 40th dinner.
Yeah, 40th dinner. Bree's about to throw the place up for grabs. Let's go.
Yep. So we were with two friends, and it turns into 3 bottles of champagne before we go to the dinner that we were at this point now 2 hours late.
Yeah, we're 2 hours.
2 hours late. Starts raining. So we roll in. They were having it at a winery, and we roll in. And like, I was literally sending gifts the next day because we were exactly this. Like Miley Cyrus on the Wrecking Ball. Like that looked like us just coming into this party.
Yeah. We came.
Especially this one.
Yeah. Got everyone dancing in the rain.
Dancing in the rain.
Oh, that's fun.
Pouring wine on people.
Yeah.
Ooh, champagne shower.
We just talked about champagne earlier, me and Joe were. And
really?
It will sneak up on you. You'll be sitting down drinking it, and you stand up. You're like, wow.
And you get wild.
Like, you're like, wait, I am a goddess. I am Miley Cyrus. I am everything.
Yep.
I drank a bottle last night because they had to do like an takeover for Michelle's season. Mm-hmm. So we're like, let's get drunk. And I got
stealing it.
I was do.
And are the little elves knocking some toys up in the head right now?
They were earlier, but honestly, right before I hopped on, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And then I showered and
Hair of the dog.
and here I am.
Yeah, just
All
start
right.
drinking again.
So Michelle's season, did you guys, are we going to see any of this on Michelle's season? Is the Wrecking Ball going to come out during Michelle's season when you guys are on next week?
You know, they should have. They happened
should've.
after with me and Caitlin.
Our
Keisha.
segment, our
All three of
segment
us.
was kind of, it was actually a lot of fun, but we did see a lot of personalities come out. And I'll
were
tell
getting
you,
hot.
like, I have some favorites because when we were there, there's a lot of guys still left in the competition. And I remember I definitely feel like as a woman, I'm 37 years old, been married, or I am married, been married for a while. And I definitely was like, oh yeah, half these guys are not ready for marriage.
Really?
Well,
Ooh.
I was disappointed
Bree's
at
spilling
one
tea?
thing.
Yeah, good info.
I did. I just felt that because I
Okay.
was really watching.
They seemed super young.
I did feel a couple of the guys there are there for love. I did
See,
see that.
The one
So you
who I
did like
a
some.
lot.
That's good.
Oh, Brandon, loved Brandon.
Love Brandon, but who's the
And
other
Joe.
one? Joe.
I-
Oh, love
We like Joe.
Okay, if I
Yeah,
have to
like
put
Joe.
my
Like
my
Joe.
money on someone, I think Joe.
Joe, money on Joe. Okay.
Nikki, you too? Money on Joe?
My money after that competition, money on Joe or Brandon.
But Brandon's
Brandon.
young.
But Brandon's young, but she likes him a lot.
He's pretty slick.
he is.
Pretty
Yeah.
slick.
So you guys are competitors. You know, you guys compete. Did it come, because we have not seen this yet, so give our viewers or listeners a little. So did you think that was because they were so close to each other and they were kind of broing out, or was it like their head was in the game and that's why they weren't giving her the attention that she needed?
I definitely think because being, on reality TV for a while and now seeing the back end of all that, because I've been dying to see, or the backstage of the Bachelor, Bachelorette, that it is, you do get in the moment of the competition. So I kind of told Brie, I was like, well, can they all just love on each other for a second or live in a moment for a minute? Because I was just watching it. I kind of was like wanting, like I'll give the guys the benefit of the doubt. There wasn't really a moment to go do that with Michelle because
Yes, there was.
There is a lot of TV stuff that
but
you don't think
and
about.
that's where I think they get all like, wait, what do we have to do now? Like they kind of
Yes.
Like she
Well, we saw this week on a group date with Martin how he went and pulled her aside. Like, I know last night was crazy. I mean, like, I'm sure he wasn't supposed to do that. Everyone was like, what's this guy doing right now? But he felt compelled to do that and he did it. Whereas, at least it sounds like no one decided to do that in this date.
Even on the poetry date, though, on the episode this week, I think it was Brandon that pulled Michelle like before he did his reading.
Oh, pull her up to
and
talk
like gave
to
her
her.
attention.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
so that's
pulled her
weird
up
that
and
they didn't.
talked to her. So there are guys doing it.
Yes.
Not on this date.
And there's no rules when it
after.
comes to love.
Brandon,
Like,
right?
you're there because in your head, you're competing to marry this woman. There's no rules to that. Like, there's rules to a competition game, to stuff like that. Now, that's me watching as a woman and what I would expect.
Right.
Like, I would have, if I was Michelle, I would have walked into the ring and started body slamming dudes. And I would have said, listen up, boys.
I think I would have just taken like my top off and be like, are they gonna
Y'all see me now?
Yeah.
Do y'all
Like,
see me now?
right?
That's
I got your
funny.
attention now?
Everyone would be like, all right. This
Yeah,
is
everyone would be like, I just got my ass beat because I'm looking at this now.
But
Okay, I love that.
here, I'll say this because you guys have, I mean, obviously a lot of experience in reality TV, and the rest of us here have been on a few times. It's also like, it could be overwhelming. Like, these guys also like don't really know what's going on because they're all, they're on
That is
a
true.
show for it's like it's a whole new experience. Because I know, like, my first time, it didn't last long, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
What's happening here? I can't.
None of us know what we're doing the first time around.
Like, people are asking me
Yeah.
questions. I'm like, I'm not answering these.
Totally. And I feel that. That's what I told Brie. I go, I actually felt bad for them. Like it was, now I feel bad for all the contestants that go on and even whoever's the Bachelor, Bachelorette, because it's like, you don't know, like the jungle you just entered. And it is like, I mean,
jungle.
Which I agree, but the answer is always no unless you ask. And for me, it's kind of like the Bachelor, Bachelorette's been around for a really long time. We understand. Everyone knows
you
the
should
concept.
have a handbook of like your strategy, exactly what you should do going.
Well, that's what that was. Nice. Nice.
That was good.
You walk in with some huevos. I mean, and you take control.
Was the weirdest, creepiest thing ever. I mean, that reminded me of what's the movie, The Psycho or Christian Bale?
Psycho or Scream?
American Psycho.
American Psycho.
Like just some message spilled from one of his exes that says he's really like that in all of his relationships. Like keeps a tab of what he's done wrong in relationships and schedules everything. Bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
I mean, at the end of the day, the show, you're really just trying to see if you could fall in love with the woman that's the Bachelorette. So that's really what your only goal should be. All right.
I would wait.
Go ahead.
I gotta go back to some tea that we almost missed. Brie said there is some men there that are not ready for marriage. What tipped you off to that? Because you are married. None of us here are married. You two are married. And moms and all the good stuff. What tipped you off to some of them? And if you want to say a name, I will take it. But what tipped you off to like, what is this?
You know, I felt, for me, I just kind of felt like you get vibes of an energy from, especially I feel like from men, of like
getting to pull up their faces so you know.
I know, where like they're there for love or not. I just feel like I've been on plenty of dates, or I've been around plenty of men, and you do look at age, right? Like, let's just be honest. Like, I wasn't even ready for marriage till I was maybe 30, but where you felt their energy and vibe, and I'm like, oh, they're not. This is fun for them. This is great, and Michelle is so hot, so intelligent. Like, I mean, she is beautiful. Just amazing. So like, that's the fun part, but there's somewhere I'm like, there's no way they will be ready for marriage by the end of this year.
Now, being in person though, I feel like a lot of people give Nate a hard time, but I actually like Nate.
Oh, I love
like
Nate.
Nate too.
Oh, I love Nate.
When we say like guys are not ready for marriage, were there any guys like looking at you two like?
Okay, I felt a couple wandering eyes, but
yeah, okay, that's what I want. Yeah.
I feel like just from where we are right now, it seems like people don't like Joe because of their, connection that they had before. Peter seems like a person who people are kind of weird about.
Wait, he's gone though, right?
Well, yes, he's gone, but I'm saying this week's episode, he left.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the Nate part of it yet from the guys. Every time I see Nate, he's chilling.
Right, this is an exclusive.
Next week, y'all.
Clickbait,
Next week we're gonna see some
that's good
drama
insight.
with Nate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we like him.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more. We got a couple more things I got to talk to you guys about. We got a game.
I don't think we've asked any of these questions that are actually in the interview.
I know, but that's fine. I want to ask you guys something that it's not on. I'm not. Whatever. What did you guys watch Paradise? What did you think?
Oh,
Go ahead.
That's why you're nominated for People's Choice. You were the star.
Yeah. I voted today.
Artem, I need a vote for you.
I do too. I'll vote for you today.
Yes, please. I really want to win the award.
I mean, Chloe always wins every year. Like even the year Chloe every year.
Oh, wow.
You guys, for years and years. Even my year, it was like a joke how she always won, and she still won.
Wow.
But good luck. I hope you beat Chloe. Yeah. I mean, it was so juicy and good. Artem and I couldn't wait for like every week. And Artem was just so proud of you, Joe.
What'd you do?
Joe was just the voice of this season.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
And I felt he really, and I love Serena. He was the sheriff. Sweet. Serena's so sweet. I felt so bad for you, Natasha. Like, what that? And you're just so beautiful and like just such a great catch. And damn, those two, but they're getting it. So they're, I mean.
I'm like, who are you talking about?
I don't even
Piper and Brendan.
Brandon,
Yeah, we ain't saying their names.
Yeah, we're not gonna say their names.
But
Is it hard to
no,
do
I
that?
love Kendall, so it was hard to watch at first, but like, you know, because when you like people, because
And she ended up being mean.
no, she showed up.
No,
You
she's
can
like
love
in
both.
love.
With Serena.
I love both of them too.
And they both are
Yeah.
amazing people. Like,
Kendall's who I met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you weren't bringing her up intentionally.
No.
Oh.
I
So
did
I
know.
don't care.
Yeah.
Brie, but you probably don't know,
I don't
but
care.
Joe proposed to Serena. Him and Serena are engaged.
I'm engaged. I'm an engaged
Oh.
man. Yeah.
Congrats.
And you guys
Thank
are
you.
really,
Thank you.
really cute.
They're
But
really,
you know what
really
I like about you, Joe, is you're just so real. You're just so unapologetic. And real.
He can't
This
help
is
it.
all music to
Yeah.
my ears. Thank you. I
welcome.
appreciate that.
It
All
was
right.
it was good. It was a good season. It's been the best season I think so far.
Ooh,
It was good.
Maybe
I agree.
Bachelor in
I agree
Paradise
with
is
that.
nominated too.
Yeah.
Maybe Bachelor in Paradise will win. I mean, I think that I think it was unfortunate, of course, the people who came in to kind of destroy the season, if you know what I mean, or destroy the what makes Paradise Paradise. But I do think that it's beautiful. I mean, there's 5 couples that came out of this season. You know,
Yeah.
even 3 who got engaged and two couples who got back together after the fact.
Oh, wow.
And that's just beautiful. You know,
Yes.
I really do think that that is great, despite all the plans that people had or didn't have or whatever the fuck they want to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, craziness.
Yeah. I think that's the most. Is that the most that ever came out of a Paradise season?
gotta be.
I think
5?
so. I think so.
I'm starting to find Paradise more entertaining than The Bachelor, Bachelorette, but I think because of like shows like Love Island and a few other ones that I enjoy watching, I've realized that I enjoy watching more men and women together. Try like more opportunity of people finding love and things like that happening. And so Artem and I were talking about that. We're like, it's more fun, that dynamic now than I mean, I love Bachelor, Bachelorette, but it's weird. It's becoming now like that's old school. That's for
People
what I
love
mean?
drama, but people
What do you-
really love love too.
totally.
People are really
So-
supportive of the
So if you can
connections
get
too.
one relationship out of Bachelor, Bachelorette, you could get 5 potentially out of Paradise. And I think
Totally.
that people love that as
Yeah.
well.
If you two were single, which you're not, but if you were, where do you think you would thrive on the show? Like which show? Either the
As the
lead,
Bachelorette,
the Bachelor, or Paradise?
I would like to do the Bachelorette because I would love men fighting over me.
Yes.
Okay.
Same girl. Yes.
So it might be a little awkward for me to kiss a bunch of the guys, but I would totally do it. But yeah, I would like that.
See, I think I would do Bachelor. I would say, you know, I'm competitive, so I think I would do well in the Bachelor. But then I also have this side that, like, when I'd start to fall in love, and he's in love with other people,
Yeah, that'd
I'd be
be
like,
hard on
wait,
me.
yes.
me?
That'd be hard.
So
on
you
me.
would be great on The Bachelor, is what you're
You
trying
would
to
be
say.
great.
You would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, I'd be very TV worthy. They'd be like, yeah, just let her go
Yeah.
be herself.
Exactly.
All right, you guys, you want to play a game right now?
Yes. Okay. So we have a game that we're going to play with the two of you. We normally play these types of games with like our couples, but because you guys are twins, we're going to have you tell us who is who. And you guys can just say whose ever name. So say Brie, say Nikki. It's called Twin Power. Okay.
Okay.
Who's more likely to dance on a table?
Brie. Yeah.
For sure.
Depends on the day.
Who's more likely to be in bed by 9 p.m.?
Oh, me?
Brie.
I was gonna say Brie.
Brie,
Yeah.
for sure.
For
Brie.
sure. I have 2 kids. Wipe me out.
Who's more likely to be late at their own party?
Brie.
No.
You?
Yeah.
You.
Me.
Okay.
Nikki.
Nikki. Who's more likely to turn into a cat lady?
Oh God.
You. Nikki.
You.
Nikki, because Artem's obsessed
Okay,
with
Artem's
cats.
obsessed with
Really?
cats. Like, do we have a cat?
Oh.
Oh, he's Catman.
He like laughs at cat videos all the time. It's strange.
Do you have
Oh,
any
see,
cats?
I don't like
guys-
cats.
Do you guys
He-
have cats?
No,
he
I
wants
have
one
dogs.
really bad, but I don't think.
But what was
so.
that one video he was giggling at with the cat?
He giggles at him all the time, and I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" And he'll show me, and I'll be like,
It's so bizarre.
That is weird.
Okay, so
It's
by
Artem's weird.
so for our listeners, by default, because of Artem, it is Nikki who would be the cat lady.
"Yeah."
What is the nickname that you guys call each other?
Breezy.
And Dodo.
Yeah,
She's Dodo.
Dodo. It was Coco. And
It
then
was
our kids
Coco,
changed
and
it to
then-
Dodo, and I'm the Dodo. I'm like, awesome.
Cute.
Yeah, no, that is cute. Wait, so the kids call you that too?
Yeah.
So she named herself Coco.
oh,
to be
did
an
I?
aunt
Did
name.
I? Or did our first
Well, yeah, Nicole,
nephew?
Coco. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then my daughter
you.
came around and then just started calling her Dodo. And
Because she couldn't do the C.
No.
So cute.
And now they all call me Dodo.
Well, at least it's not like do. So it's
That's
good.
true.
Yes.
ooh,
Coco.
that just gave me a
Dodo.
good idea.
Yeah. Oh, no. Great.
Oh, okay. Who's funnier? Who's the funnier twin?
So I'm gonna have to say I think Nikki is
Oh, you guys.
Oh,
the little one.
bless him.
He's like yelling.
And she's funnier because she has no filter. So she just
thanks. That's all
I
the
can
shots
relate.
get.
No, I can relate.
Thank
so it
you.
makes me laugh a lot. Like I'm always like, oh, I would have never said that. But like I laughed that she said it.
Yeah, Nikki.
Nikki's the funnier twin. Okay, who has what is your favorite memory together? First thing that comes to mind.
Oh, Sister Sundays.
Yeah, Sister Sundays, wine tasting together. We just love it. We're the same when it comes to enjoying wine and drinking it, and we appreciate it together. So it's amazing that we have this.
I know. I agree.
Okay, so from coming from Napa last month, what's your go-to winery there for our listeners? So if they ever visit.
Oh gosh.
You know what? Hands down, Domaine Caneros.
Yeah.
Champagne, caviar, cheese boards, gorgeous scenery for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one. I also there's something like this. It's A&R that I love to go to. It's in St. Helena up in Howe Mountain, and it's cabin feel, and you'll have a fire pit, and you look over the valley, and it is so stunning. And the way they've set it up with like the Lumineers playing, I just like I'm like whoa. I don't know. It's the
that's a good
vibes.
one,
It's
too.
vibes.
The vibes.
Okay, so listeners, you heard it here first. It's wait, tell those one more time.
Domaine Caneros.
Domaine Caneros,
And then A&R.
A&R. There it is. I have to visit. I haven't
wanna
been to
go.
either of them.
It's
okay,
awesome.
last one. One word to describe your sister's personality. Brie, you go first.
I have to say she has a very lovely personality.
Wow.
Oh, so nice. Nikki was waiting for something.
Yeah,
I know.
Here comes that no filter. Let's
I mean,
I can't wait to hear this.
I mean, first thing that came
And
to
it's one
mind
word.
was like goofy.
All right, that's perfect.
She's like, I called you lovely. You called me goofy one.
You guys, thank you so much for coming on. Now we
Yes.
got the podcast. What else do you have up and coming? I mean, you've done so much already. What do you got going on?
I know. So our podcast is back and running, the Bellas podcast, which we're so happy about. And also check out Nikki and I have a baby line out. It's with Hugo. And so for all the moms out there who are looking for strollers, carriers, but want to be stylish still.
Wait, what's it called?
Colugo.
Colugo.
Colugo. So we're super excited. And our wine, Bonita.
Bonita. I need some of that.
Yeah,
me
What's
too.
going on?
So, and then you could come out here and try it too, here in Napa Valley.
Yeah,
I'm
it's so
going. I'm
beautiful out
definitely.
there.
I'm definitely coming out there. So I will.
You need
let you know
to.
when I can make it out there. Hopefully, when I win my People's Choice Award.
Honestly, better.
Go celebrate. We'll go celebrate.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate you
Yes.
coming on.
This was
And,
so fun.
Yes,
This
it
was fun.
Yeah,
This
you guys
was
are great.
You're welcome to come on whenever you want. We're here.
We're
Yes.
here. We're literally here.
We'll talk more gossip.
I feel like I gotta watch next week with wine. I'm gonna
Oh, I
get.
know.
I have my wine from Napa that just got sent to me, so I'll watch next week with wine. It'll be great.
They're so fun. That makes it
so
so
fun.
fun when you can just have a conversation,
Yeah.
like an actual real conversation. It was so fun.
Yeah, and you can throw anything at them. They'll answer or talk about anything. So, yeah.
Honey, I was waiting
Tia
for the tea.
told you I was friends with them.
You're right. They're so
Right?
cute. I was like pretending I was their other sister.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're great. We love them, and I love that they're such big Bachelor fans as well.
I wonder how that started. Do you think that started with Caitlyn being Artem's partner? Do you think they watched before that?
They were watching before that.
They were watching before that.
Nikki was, for sure, because
Yeah.
Nikki talked about it on the last podcast. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, they watched before.
All right. Well, thank you so much to our listeners, and thank you to the Bella Twins for being here with us today.
Yes, and as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. Check us out on social and like, comment, DM us. You know where to find us at clickbaitbn on Instagram, Bachelor Nation on Twitter, and Bachelor Nation on Facebook, and the newly formed TikTok.
And share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you guys are getting into this week. Subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Wondery app, or wherever you guys are listening right now. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next week.